someone I used to see, but she don't give a damn for me. But let me get to the point, let's roll another joint and turn the radio loud. I'm too alone to be proud, and you don't know how it feels. You don't know how it feels to be me. People come, people go. Some grow young, some grow cold. I woke up in between memory and a dream. So let's get to the point. Let's roll another joint. Let's head on down the road. There's somewhere I gotta go, and you don't know how it feels. You don't know how it feels to be me. My old man was born to rock. He's still trying to beat the clock. Think of me what you will. I've got a little space to fill. So let's get to the point. Let's roll another joint. Let's head on down the road. There's somewhere I gotta go, and you don't know how it feels. You don't know how it feels. No, you don't know how it feels to be me. You don't know how it feels. You don't know how it feels. No, you don't know how it feels to be me.
Hey everybody, this is Sky, and when I want to know what's going on in the wonderful world of sports, I tune to Sports World Radio.
Hey, this is EAJ Man from Autopsy Live and the Skype Pirates. When I want to make it look like I don't give a shit about sports, I tune into Sports World Radio with Jeff Escow.
Jeff
Doing my time. Doing my time. Got myself a problem.
Live from San Diego, it's Sports World Radio. You've never heard a sports show like this. Oh, no, you haven't. blow me.
You got it.
Holy fucking shit.
What in the hell is your major malfunction?
Can't believe that goddamn son of a bitch did that fucking crap.
Don't give me any of your shit.
Right?
Yeah, that's right. Those are your hosts, Jeff Ascow and Sean Mann. Remember, those who can't play sports, talk about it. These two tell it like it is. Tune into Sports World Radio for the fastest hour of sports of your life. So here they are, the douchebags of sports themselves, Jeff Ascow and Sean Mann.
Hey, welcome one and all to Sports World Radio. Glad everybody could be in the house with us today. We got a jam-packed show for you guys. The Friday edition of Sports World Radio. A lot to get to. The Rat Bastard of the Week coming in the second hour of the show. So much more to get to. Before we get to all of that, what do you say we tell you where you can listen to the show? SportsWorldRadio.com. We're also simulcasted on HonestAnswerRadio.com, as well as GoodandPlentyRadio.com or Good and Plenty Radio. Thank you very much. You can also like our Facebook page over there at Facebook.com/SportsWorldRadio, as well as follow us on Twitter at Twitter.com/SportsWorldRadio. If you're a Skype user and you want to get in touch with the show, give us a holler over there on Skype. Head on over to Sports World Radio. Click the little red icon, SportsWorldRadio.com. Click the little red icon on the left-hand side that says Call Now. Give us a little call. Skype users only. Click that red icon button and you can give us a call. Non-Skype users, 619-663-3715. 619-663-3715 is the number to give us a call here. Whatever you want to say, or Sean and I could just laugh at you. And speaking of Sean, he's the co-host. There he is. Let's bring him in. Sean Mann, the update man. What's going on, buddy?
I'm doing good, Jeff, and welcome to Friday, April 18th, 2014. It's 6:07 p.m. on the East Coast, which makes it 3:07 p.m. on the West. And weather is overcast. 60,
Hey, Sean.
51 degrees.
Sean, your phone call is a little dead there. So, what do you say? Let me hear you say something now, buddy.
51 degrees right now for weather, and it's 6:07 p.m. That's much better. Eastern time. That had to be the Skype call. 3:07 p.m. on the West. It is Friday. We got a lot of stuff to get to for sports. How are you, Jeff, and how's the weather in San Diego?
I'm doing pretty good. How's the weather? Take a wild guess how the weather is in San Diego.
Warm, hot. Jeff wants to not be in the studio because I'm pretty sure it'll be hot in the studio.
Well, it's okay now. Hey, Dr. Myth. We got Myth in the house. We got Joshy in the house. If you want to come and hang out with us in the chat room, head on over to Spreaker.com. That's Spreaker.com. Get yourself a free account over there and come on over and hang out in the chat room with us. Once you get your free account, just type in Sports World Radio. You'll be directed right to the show. You can hang out with us in the chat room. Okay, Sean, before we went on the air, who wants to bet me that Mike Woodson of the New York Knicks doesn't last the weekend as the head coach?
Not going to bet you, but I am going to agree with you. And we were going to start off the show with that today as one of the big stories. This one just came in. Before we went on the air, I was listening to ESPN, and they were talking about the Knicks situation. Well, here we go. While it is widely believed that the New York Knicks have already made the decision to move on from Coach Mike Woodson's, sources tell ESPN, the magazine's Chris Broussard, that nothing will be announced this weekend. Woodson's fate is likely to be announced early next week.
That's the kiss of death right there.
I knew it was coming. We all knew it was coming.
And Mike Woodson doesn't want to. Mike Woodson doesn't want to talk with Phil Jackson. What the hell is that all about?
That's why the Knicks should have never brought Mike Woodson in from day one. It was not the right decision. He doesn't have the experience. He is not a good NBA coach. He didn't do very well with the Atlanta Hawks. Sure, they won a couple playoff series, but he didn't take them very far. And if I'm the Knicks and I'm Phil Jackson, I say, you know, Mike, it's been nice knowing you, but hit the road. I'm tired of you. Time to bring in a new coach. And if he doesn't want to talk with Phil Jackson, that's what they need to do. Knicks just need to say goodbye and go find somebody else. Now, when we went on the air, they were talking about Steve Kerr.
Yeah, it doesn't really matter what Mike Woodson wants because he doesn't have to talk to Phil Jackson. All Phil Jackson has to do is turn around to him and say, "You're done. You're fired. Pack your stuff up. Thank you very much for all you've done here, but I'm bringing in my own coach." That's why Phil Jackson is there. You think Phil Jackson is going to keep him as a coach? You're crazy.
No, he has to find somebody that knows the triangle offense, Phil Jackson. And Steve Kerr, in my opinion, is the likely candidate to be the next coach of the New York Knicks. I heard that the Knicks were, that's what Chris Broussard even said before we went on the air. I could hear a little bit of the interview, Jeff, and his name was being mentioned.
Yeah, and I said that when they hired Phil Jackson, didn't I?
Yeah.
I said that weeks ago, didn't I? So.
Yeah, the Knicks, as you know, are the team that is dealing with so much right now. Mike Woodson will be gone. Carmelo Anthony, I even saw today, is expected to hit the free agent market. If you're Phil Jackson, you sit down with Carmelo Anthony and you make sure you keep him as a New York Knick.
Well, you got to go to Carmelo and tell him this is who I'm going after as my coach. Because I read an article last night that Carmelo Anthony is going to endorse Mike Woodson whether he stays or whether he goes, because he likes Mike Woodson. Him and Mike Woodson became friends, and Carmelo Anthony looks at Mike Woodson as a father figure. So there's a little problem there.
There's a bit of a conflict in the Big Apple.
Little
no
problem there.
about it.
Little problem there. And while we're talking NBA, really quick, I'm looking at the NBA playoff schedule. In fact, I'm looking at San Antonio, Dallas. And I'm looking at the schedule. Game 1, they play Sunday as their first game, okay, in San Antonio. Then they don't play a game again until Wednesday.
That's too long.
Do you know if this series, if every series in the first round goes 7 games, it will be 2 weeks. 2 weeks. For the first round to get over with.
Yeah.
Every game goes 7.
It tells us that, like what we said a few days ago, the NBA needs to go to a best-of-3 format for the first round or the best-of-5, because this is so pointless that we've had this whole quarterfinal thing for the NBA go until the second week or early May, first weekend in May. It just doesn't make any sense at all. The NBA is stupid doing that. That's exactly why I get tired of having to watch it for 3 months.
Yeah. San Antonio's game starts Sunday, April 20th, and if they go 7 games, it will end Sunday, May 4th. Exactly 2 weeks. Exactly 2 weeks. Same thing with every stinking series. I hate that. The Clippers series starts on Saturday, correct?
Yeah.
They will, if they go 7, they'll end on May 3rd, a Saturday. Exactly 2 weeks.
I'm so disgusted with what David Stern did, starting off all the way back when he came in as commissioner, and then, of course, now he's gone, but he put the 2-3-2 format in, and ever since we've done 7 games, it's been since the 2002-2003 season that they win 7 games. They're just trying to get do the idea of what hockey is done, because hockey, they play 7 games, and so they're probably saying that's the one downside of what David Stern did, his playoff format, and we need to shorten it. We need to make sure we can get done around middle or late May or early June. I'll be fine with that, but going all the way to middle of June or late June, you get so tired as an NBA basketball fan, you're exhausted. And everybody's like saying it's baseball season, and baseball's halfway over.
Yeah, it drives me 2 weeks for the first series, and then they slam the rest of the series in, which is ridiculous. Make the first series a 5, and you won't take 2 weeks.
That's what they used to do, and that was a smart move to always put the quarterfinals at a best-of-5. And now I just think it's an absolute joke that you play 1 game, then you give teams like 3 or 4 days off. That's bogus. And that's too long.
Hey, starting today and every Friday, I'm going to sprinkle in a little segment we call Today in Sports History. I'm bringing back Today in Sports History, Sean. You remember when we used to do it?
I remember when we used to do it, yes.
I'm bringing it back in, and I'm going to sprinkle little little today in sports histories before we go to commercial or when we come back from commercial break. And here's the first one right before we go to commercial break. Do you know today's April 18th, right?
Yeah.
On April 18th in 1923, Yankee Stadium opened in the Bronx, okay? And the reason this is particular because here's the next sentence and you'll understand why. The Yankees beat the Boston Red Sox 4-1.
Yeah, I do know about that.
And John Philip Sousa's band played the national anthem in 1923. On April 18th, 1923, today in this sports history. And with that note, we'll be right back after this quick message.
Sports World Radio.
Did you know that just 30 minutes a day of physical activity can improve your health and decrease your risk of heart disease? For every hour of regular, vigorous exercise, you gain 2 hours of life expectancy. So start walking for yourself and for your heart. Start walking with your family. You'll feel better. Start walking in your community. You'll lead happier and healthier lives. Start walking. Start something. Join the movement today. For more information on the American Heart Association's START program, visit startwalkingnow.org and start walking. Start something.
This message brought to you by FEMA. Home fires occur most often in winter. Keep anything that can catch fire at least 3 feet from heating equipment. And never use an oven to heat your home. Stay in the kitchen when frying, grilling, or broiling food. Turn space heaters off when you leave the room or go to bed. Make sure all vents are clear of snow and ice to allow carbon monoxide to vent outside. Have your furnace, heating system, and chimneys serviced each year by a qualified professional. Learn more at www.usfa.fema.gov.
Storms move fast, so we use the best technology. That includes Bosch Icon wiper blades.
They're beam blades with memory tension springs and an aerodynamic design,
which means they fit the curve of the windshield. Bosch Icon wiper blades wiped our windshield clean and outlasted any other blade we've used. In my opinion, the Bosch Icon wiper blades are the best blades out there. Bosch Icon wiper blades, how storm chasers clear the way.
What kind of person gets to work in the sunshine instead of an office? This kind of person. I am the new way to work. I do have an office. I'm just not chained to it. It's a Regis office at one of the nicest addresses in the city. I don't have a lease, so I don't have to budget for stuff like phones, IT guys, and artwork for the lobby. Instead, I pay one low monthly rate that gives me a beautiful lobby that impresses my clients, a friendly receptionist, a fully furnished office, a place to meet, and a place to brainstorm with my fellow new way to workers. We wonder why more people don't realize that the new way to work is the best way to work. I come here because I want to, not because I have to. I am the new way to work, and I'd like you to join me.
Start now and get 1 month free. Call 1-800-OFFICES or visit regis.com/TV.
Hey everybody, this is Sky, and when I want to know what's going on in the wonderful world of sports, I tune to Sports World Radio.
Welcome back to Sports World Radio. I'm Jeff Escow with Sean Man, like we hear each and every Monday through Friday, 6 p.m. on the East, 3 p.m. on the West. And if you live in the Central,
I said it time after time. If you can't figure out what time it is in the Central, then get the heck out of here. Try to come up with new quotes here.
I like that, man. I like that. You trying to come up with new crap. I dig that, man.
19 minutes past the hour. It's 6:19 p.m. on the East Coast, like Jeff said, and 3:19 p.m. on the West. And like we said, if you're in the Central, figure it out for yourself. It's Friday, April 18th, 2014. Jeff, I really like what you did going down sports history lane there.
You like that, huh? You like that? You know what? I'm going to throw another one at you.
Sure.
For coming back from commercial. Each Friday, I'm going to do this day in sports history. So we have a bunch of them for this day in sports history on April 18th. This one, 1962. Okay, you should like this, Sean. 1962. Bill Russell scored 30 points and got 40 rebounds in a win over the Los Angeles Lakers. It was the 4th straight NBA title for the Celtics.
That's right. They beat L.A. It was like 110 to 107. It was Game 7 at the old Boston Garden. And now Encyclopedia Man, sorry for getting off this, he goes,
1962.
why you hate the Central?
Because we do. I used to live in the Central. Don't give me no crap. Sean used to live in the Central. Okay?
I'm out of that. I'm in the Pacific time
That's right.
zone.
You know what? We both lived in the Central, and when we lived in the Central, we didn't say it, did we?
No, he didn't say it.
Now that we both live in the Pacific, we say it, don't we?
Yeah, we do.
You want to know something? I'm going to tell you something. When I lived in the Pacific and Sean lived in the Central, we said it, didn't we?
Yeah.
Right? When I moved to the Central, we didn't say it no more, did we?
We didn't say it no more, and I was a witness to it.
Right. And then when you moved to the Pacific and I moved back to the Pacific, we started saying it again, didn't we?
Yep.
Yeah, 1962 on this day in history, okay? He scored 30 points and got 40 rebounds, and the Celtics beat the Lakers for the 4th straight. The playoffs were already over.
Yeah, and the NBA Finals finally.
How
That's
about
what
that?
they did back in those days. They only played a few rounds in April, and then they would get done around late April, and that'd be
Playoffs over. Done. They just starting the playoffs now, bro.
Yeah, they start the playoffs tomorrow, and of course that's...
How much of a big difference
months.
is that? How much of a, right? Back then in 1962, the playoffs are ending, and now back in 2014, they're just beginning. What a difference, huh?
What a difference, and how fast time has gone.
Uh-huh. How about this one for you? I'll throw one more at you, Sean.
Okay.
This date, April 18th, 1966. 1966. Bill Russell became the first player coach for the Boston Celtics.
That's right, and that was at the time when the Celtics, of course, were in the NBA Finals, and he got hired as Red Auerbach was stepping down, and he decided to name Bill Russell the player coach, and that happened to be that the Celtics went on and beat the Lakers in 7 games, 95-93, and then he was hired, and Russell won a couple more championships, 68 and 69. And the Encyclopedia Man says Chicago is awesome, Jeff and Sean.
I didn't say it wasn't. I didn't say it wasn't.
Plah.
I didn't say it wasn't awesome, did I? So, yeah, so there's your 1962 and your 1966 today in sports history on April 18th. We got a bunch more to go. It's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to have some fun with that throughout the entire show. What's your next subject you got there?
Okay, a story. We stay in the NBA. Dallas Mavericks owner Mark Cuban considers the sale price of approximately $550 million for the Milwaukee Bucks to be a bargain, suggesting the true value of NBA franchises is north of $1 billion.
Well, he's selling it for $550 million, right?
Yeah, the new Bucks owners did, but Mark Cuban says if you wanted to buy the Bucks, you could even buy it for even a bigger price at $1 billion. And he's saying that because Mark Cuban is the billionaire and the popular owner of the Dallas Mavericks.
Yeah, and he ain't never selling his team.
Never will.
No. I'd like to own an NBA franchise. Think we could put together $550 million and buy them? He bought them for $18 million, and he just sold them for $550 million. Is that crazy or what?
It is crazy, and there's a little bit more to this story, Jeff. According to Forbes, the New York Knicks, Los Angeles Lakers, and Chicago Bulls are the only NBA franchises valued at $1 billion or more. Cuban's Mavs, at $765 million, have the 8th highest value among the league's teams.
What's the Milwaukee Bucks, does it say?
Yeah, in the story, no, it doesn't say anything about the Bucks.
See, because he sold them for $550 million, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do you think they're worth $550 million? The people that bought the Milwaukee Bucks got to think they're worth a lot more than that, don't they?
Yeah, and that's what Mark Cuban's getting at, is that you could spend a lot more money to buy the Milwaukee Bucks.
Yeah, you're going to have to.
Yeah.
Because you're going to have to reinvent that franchise, so you're going to have to. You're going to spend a lot of money on that franchise.
Well, Mark Cuban, when he came in and bought the Mavericks in January of 2000, you bet he spent a lot of money to buy the Dallas Mavericks.
Yeah, because he redid the locker.
Team around.
Right, he redid the whole locker rooms and all that. Got him a new stadium, if I remember correctly, right?
Yeah, because the Mavericks left Reunion Arena and played their final game against San Antonio. Then they moved out and they went to the American Airlines Center there, and he fixed the whole team up. And then he really turned the Mavericks around and brought winning back for Maverick fans since the 1980s, back when the Mavericks had some of those good teams, but always ended up losing in the playoffs.
Way back when.
Yeah, and we stay with Dallas. We go to the Dallas Cowboys. Here's what former quarterback Danny White says. He goes, you know what? I praise Tony Romo. This is my story I just came up with. It was interesting to listen to Danny White talk the other day on Sirius XM radio about Tony Romo. White and Romo are similar in some respects. White failed to get his team to a Super Bowl despite 3 consecutive trips to the NFC title game in the 1980s.
Okay, stop right there. Stop right there.
Yes.
You just said it right there.
Mm-hmm.
White failed to get it despite he won all those games, correct?
Despite the fact that Dallas lost 3 consecutive trips to the NFC title game.
But Danny White got him to the playoffs, didn't he?
Yeah.
And got him to that title game, didn't he?
Yeah.
Okay, has Tony?
Tony Romo has never done that. He's
So
only
there's
won
the
one
difference
playoff
right
game.
there. So there's the difference right there. Danny White, you got in the playoffs every year. You got to that point. You just couldn't get over that one hump. This schmuck can't even get into the playoffs.
3 straight 8-8 years. But Danny White says, I believe that Tony Romo can improve as a quarterback and that he can take Dallas very, very far and get more playoff wins. Overall, here's what White went 62-30 in replacing Roger Staubach and finished his career with 12 fourth-quarter comebacks and 16 game-winning drives. Romo is 63, of course, and 45 as a starter, is the franchise's leader in touchdowns thrown and is second to Troy Aikman in completions and yards. But he's never won the big games when it mattered, especially the month of December.
How many back surgeries has Tony Romo had in the last couple of years? 3?
Yeah.
Okay. I hate to tell you something, but Troy Aikman didn't retire because of the concussions. He retired because of the back problems he was having. Okay? Same thing's going to happen to Tony Romo. I can't believe I'm going to say this. If Jerry Jones is smart, where does Jerry Jones got? The 16th pick?
Yeah.
Dallas Cowboys got the 16th pick in the first round, somewhere up there. 13th, 16th, something like that, right?
Something like the 13th or 16th pick.
Okay.
Right.
If I can't believe I'm going to say this. If I am Jerry Jones, that's funny, Josh. If I am Jerry Jones, I get up and I make some moves to get out of the 16th pick and get up there to the number 3 pick, number 4 pick, if I can, so I can get Johnny Football.
Oh.
And bring Johnny Football to Dallas and make him Tony Romo's backup. He's still staying. Johnny's still staying in Texas. That's where he played football, right? Hey, what's up, Andrew? That's where he played football, right? Johnny Manziel, correct?
Yeah.
We'll bring the fans to the stadium, won't it?
It will bring the fans to the stadium. I won't try to get you started on Jerry Jones, but he would probably have a different opinion about it. He goes, no, I got my future Hall of Fame quarterback in Tony Romo. What's the matter with him? I'll just have the guys.
What's the matter with him? He's getting old and he's got back problems. That's what's the matter with him.
That's exactly what Jeff's reply would be, and he would be right. And of course, he can't win in the month of December.
No, that too. He can't win nothing in the month of December. That too.
14-21 as a starter in the month of December.
Yeah. So if I'm Jerry Jones, I get out of the 16th pick, move up as far as you possibly can, and go get go get Johnny Football and let him back up Tony Romo. This way, you have somebody who can take over the team in the future. Didn't they just get Whedon too? The Cowboys?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Right? Didn't they get Whedon as well?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Johnny Manziel can go in there and beat Whedon out for the backup easy.
And on that
but I
note,
personally don't think Johnny Manziel is an NFL football player. And before we go to break really quick, February 18th, 1977, this day in sports history, Eddie Murray hit his first career home run. You're listening to Sports World Radio. We'll be right back after this quick message.
Sports World Radio.
Welcome to the Man Manual. Man comes with a multifunctional casing known as skin. It is remarkable. Warning, standard body wash can cause damage to man's skin. Maintain it properly with Dove Men Plus Care Body Wash. It cleans man and protects skin from dryness. This will keep man's skin remarkable, even under extreme testing. Dove Men Plus Care Body Wash. Skin care built in. Also, freshen man's exterior with new Aqua Impact Body Wash.
Why does consultant Jerry Howell stay at La Quinta?
Can you come back tomorrow?
Because only with La Quinta can Jerry instant hold the room tonight using just his phone number. And then power down for tomorrow on his pillow top bed. And when Jerry's refreshed, you know what he does?
We need ideas, people. Think.
Synergistic integration.
Genius.
He thinks outside the box.
I'm going for it. No.
La Quinta Inns and Suites take care of you so you can take care of business. Instant hold your next stay on your smartphone at LQ.com.
La Quinta.
Hi, I'm Montel Williams. Most of you know me as a talk show host, but I'm also an author, actor, single father of 4, a fitness writer, avid snowboarder, and I'm also a medical marijuana patient. Like many of the million people who are living with multiple sclerosis, I'm in pain every single day. And sometimes my nerves are so raw that if you brushed up against me in an elevator, I'd scream. I can't sleep at night from the pain, and sometimes the spasms in my legs are so intense they will wake me up throughout the night. I've tried the strongest prescription medications available, and I'm going to tell you, they do not work. In fact, they leave me in a stupor, and most of the time, it's impossible to even live your life. Now, I've tried medical marijuana, and I'm going to tell you something, it works. If you'd like more information about medical marijuana, you can contact the Marijuana Policy Project at mpp.org or call 1-877-JOIN-MPP.
Hey everybody, this is Sky, and when I want to know what's going on in the wonderful world of sports, I tune to Sports World Radio.
Hey, what's up, Cowboys and Cowgirls, and all you Cowboy fans, and all that's disgusting and a half right there. Johnny Manziel to the Dallas Cowboys. How would you peeps like that? Now, before we went to break, I'm Jeff Escow, Sean Mann with me, Sports World Radio, yeah, blah, 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 blah.
33 minutes past the hour.
Before we went to break, I gave you a quick today in sports history. 1977, April 18th, Eddie Murray hit his first career home run. Did you get a chance to see him play, Sean?
No.
You never got to see Eddie Murray play?
No, I never did. Did you get a chance to see him play?
Were you kidding me? Who did he play for, Sean? Mr. Encyclopedia of Sports? Come on. Think you're a tough guy.
I got to ask my encyclopedia man.
I know who he played for, Baltimore Orioles.
Yes, he played for the O's.
What position did he play?
Oh, my gosh.
What the hell's the matter with you?
I've
First
had too many Mountain
base.
Dews there, bud. I got to get ready for. I got to save him up for tonight's hockey game.
First base.
First base. Oh yeah, that's right.
Who was his manager? Man, what are you falling apart today?
Don't know.
You don't know? How about Dick Weaver?
Oh yeah, Dick Weaver. Well, it's better to give an honest answer and say, "Well, I don't know," and then not because you don't want to make anything up. Oh, look at this. Encyclopedia Man goes, on this day next week will be the my second year anniversary of my biology teacher.
Oh. He's got a He's got to figure out a way to throw his biology teacher in there every stinking show, don't he? Don't he? He's just got to stick it to us that he's sticking it to his biology teacher, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Freaking pain in the ass.
Anyway, when we were on commercial break, Jeff, you were talking about how you had a bone to pick with Browning and stuff like that.
Yeah, thank you for reminding me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I appreciate you reminding me. Browning, where the hell you been?
Ooh.
What, have you been on a hiatus from the show?
He's probably been busy with bowling. You know how he is. He likes to go bowling,
Bowling.
and stuff.
We've been ripping your heat for weeks, and you haven't been here. What the heck's the matter with you?
He's probably also getting his plans arranged to go to the Kentucky Derby, right? The Kentucky Derby's coming up.
Not only that, Mr. Andrew Browning bastard, which I kind of like because I'm going to give you a quick synopsis of my friend Andrew. Okay? And yes, I call him my friend. He wasn't originally a Sports World Radio fan, should I say.
Yeah.
He was introduced to me by Kenny C., my other good friend Kenny C.
The host of Triple Threat Wrestling Radio and Chillin' with Jeff and Kenny C. That's
Correct.
Right.
Correct. And he introduced Andrew to Sports World Radio.
That's right.
And Andrew became a diehard fan, listened every day, he was here every day, giving us crap every day, having a great time with us. And I think it offended Kenny a little bit. Because Andrew changed it, when he came in here, he changed his name to Andrew Browning, bastard. And I think that offended Kenny a little bit.
Well, wait a minute. Here's what Encyclopedia Man says. He goes, "Would you like to have me as a guest, Kenny?"
See, that's what we need. Okay. Now, the reason why Josh says that.
That's a good question.
Well, no, I'll tell you why Josh asks that. Because Josh is probably the biggest wrestling fan I've ever met in my life.
Oh, yeah.
Not only that, he writes an article about it. He does radio shows about wrestling. Kenny does radio show about wrestling. I'd like to get these two guys hooked up so they can go on each other's show. You're right, Kenny. I influenced Andrew Browning to the fullest, because when I met Andrew, he was Browning. Andrew Browning. He was Andrew. When he came on our first show, he was Browning Bastard. Correct?
Correct.
Now he's Andrew Browning Bastard. So I influenced him big time, and I love that. And I thank you for Kenny. I thank you for introducing Andrew to the show. But now that Andrew's been part of the show long enough, he knows if he's missing an action, he knows the first day he comes back, he's going to get grief for it, doesn't he?
That is true. And, oh, by the way, Kenny even pointed this out. That'd be awesome, Encyclopedia Man. So I guess Jeff, Kenny.
We got to work it out
to get him on the show.
Well, we got to get Kenny and Josh on each other's show and let them do their thing. They both do wrestling shows. Josh writes articles for wrestling articles for blogs. He watches all the WrestleManias and all the wrestling shows and writes articles about them all. This guy is engrossed in wrestling like there ain't no other freaking person I ever met. I thought I was a wrestling fan. This guy blows me away.
Sure does.
Yeah, Josh, I thought I was big time and knew a lot. This guy blows me away. In fact, Josh, after the show tonight, I'd like to talk to you about something about wrestling that I found out.
Well, this ought to be great, especially the fact that you guys definitely know the knowledge about wrestling.
Oh, yeah. So, we're going to put those two guys together and let those guys get hooked up on Skype and so they can do their thing together. But, yeah, if you thought I was a freaking wrestling fan, forget about it. Kenny says, now I got inform my friends when they listen to Jeff, just don't call themselves bastards. Yeah, I'm telling you, Kenny, Browning took that right over. I mean, look at him. Browning do bastard. I mean, now it's Andrew do Browning. But when he used to come on the show, it was Browning bastard. I mean, we called him Browning Bastard for a long time. In fact, I still call him Browning Bastard because he is a rat bastard. Yes, exactly, Josh. I totally agree. Okay, Sean, give me a topic to talk about, buddy.
Of course you'd blow me away since you know more about it than I do.
Hey, you know something?
All right.
I'm going to throw something out there really quick. Okay?
Okay, here we go.
1982. Today in sports history, in 1982, the Atlanta Braves set a National League record when they won their 11th straight game from the start of the season. 1982 on April 18th.
Wow.
How about that? Here's a little quick one for you. Okay, what do you got for me, Brownie? Sean.
That's okay. Next story, we got Craig Sager. You remember him? From
Yeah,
TNT.
it's sad news right there, my friend.
Veteran broadcaster Craig Sager has been diagnosed with leukemia and will start treatment Friday, his son confirmed. Craig Sager, who has spent nearly 20 years covering the NBA as a sideline reporter for Turner Sports and TNT, is known for the bold suits he wears during broadcast. He has been broadcasting sports nationally since 1981 when he joined CNN. When it came out, of course, CNN came out in 1980.
Yeah, he's got those great freaking jackets and those suits, and yeah, he kicks ass. He's a great sideline reporter, actually.
I have a lot of respect for
Me
him
too.
because, yeah, he's so professional. He's to the point. He's asked some really good questions. That really makes a big difference.
Yeah, I heard about it last night while I was watching Oberman.
Yeah. So I was now since you sent it to me, Encyclopedia Man, yeah, I was very, very shocked about seeing what had happened. And I know that, well, you got to keep in mind with all the stuff I've had to report today for the NBA, there's a lot of stuff going on. And here comes another story, and I know we're tired of talking about this, but the LA Lakers are expected to meet with Mike D'Antoni. Uncertain, too, where they're going to go with Mike D'Antoni, but it's very, very likely he could be gone.
I'd be shocked if he stays. I mean, he's got one more year left on his contract, but I'll be shocked if he stays.
Yeah, but then it's like with the Lakers, if they get rid of, and I know how you feel about ifs, Jeff, but if they get rid of Mike D'Antoni, then who would be their next coach? That's the question. And that's a mystery.
Who's a good candidate for the Lakers?
Well, I'm glad you asked. I'm glad it's not John Calipari. I'm glad that quickly died down.
That's not going to happen.
He stays at Kentucky.
Mm-hmm. Nobody.
Brian Shaw, maybe? I don't know.
He's not going to leave Denver.
Yeah.
He's not going to leave Denver. Yeah, I like Olbermann, dude. He's hysterical.
Oh, he's great. I get a kick out of Keith Olbermann. I've watched him so much on MSNBC, and then on ESPN, he was great. He had brought a lot of entertainment when I started watching ESPN.
There's no way that Shaw's going to leave. How about George Karl?
George Karl is a likely possibility, but he's kind of like Phil Jackson. You know, could he handle? Well, he possibly could. He's going to be 63 years old coming up this year, so he probably could handle L.A. Maybe Jerry Sloan is another candidate.
How about Doug Collins?
I haven't heard much of Jerry Sloan.
How about Doug Collins?
Doug Collins? Oh, well, here's what Encyclopedia Man says. How about Scott Skiles as the next coach of the L.A. Lakers?
Oh, I don't think so. I don't think Kobe Bryant would be able to do that. I don't think he has respect for Scott Skiles.
So
I don't think he's a good coach.
It's like both the Knicks and the Lakers both have just got so much problems right now with what they would do as far as coaching changes.
Well, I don't think so. I think the Knicks. I think Phil Jackson has his guy in mind. You know what I mean? I don't think so. In fact, I think he got his guy in mind, and in fact, I think he's already spoken to the guy that he's got in mind.
But I think that when you think about it, I think that, yeah, okay, so he's got his guy in mind. But what I'm getting at is then having to sit down with Carmelo Anthony and trying to discuss
there you go.
Where you go.
There you go, Josh. I like that one. Vinny Del Negro for the Lakers.
Oh, would that be a big blow to Clipper fans? But he would try to stick it to the Clippers because the Clippers fired him.
Exactly. and he'd be playing in the same building.
Yeah, and try to bring all the Hollywood stars back because they quickly didn't watch a lot of the games.
I like that one, Josh. Vinny Del Negro. I like that one. He's not coaching right now. He's out. How about Mike Woodson?
Oh, Mike Woodson to the Lakers? Wow.
Why not? They did Dan Antonio. They might as well go get the other Knick coach and use Mike Woodson now. How freaking funny would that be? Right? Knicks fired Mike Woodson. Lakers fired Dan Antonio. And freaking Lakers hire Mike Woodson. How freaking funny would that be?
We'll get back to this after this update. I got to get ready to do an update for you, right?
Yeah, this update is brought to you by Keurig-CoffeeMachines.com. For all your Keurig products, head on over to Keurig-CoffeeMachines.com. Need some coffee? Need some tea? Need some cold tea? Need a coffee machine? Head on over to Keurig-CoffeeMachines.com. Brewing perfection, one cup at a time. That's KeurigCoffeeMachines.com. Take it away, Sean Mann, with the first update of the day.
Thank you, Jeff, and thank you, everybody. Welcome to Sports World Radio Update. It's the first of two. It is 6:46 p.m. on the East Coast, which makes it 3:46 p.m. on the West. Friday, April 18th, 2014. Here's your update. Major League Baseball, one final from this afternoon. The Reds 4 and the Cubs 1. We stay in the National League, and here are the games we have on this Friday evening. Cardinals at the Nationals, Brewers at the Pirates, Braves at Mets, interleague play, Marlins at hosting the Mariners.
Boo!
That's so weird, having a West Coast team go all the way to Miami to play. Phillies at the Rockies, Diamondbacks at the Dodgers, and lastly, the late game tonight, it'll be the Giants taking on the Padres. In the American League, we switch right over here. Here are the games tonight. We got the Blue Jays taking on the Indians tonight. Angels at Tigers. Orioles at Red Sox. Yankees at Rays. White Sox at Rangers. Twins at Royals. And the other late game we got, the Astros taking on the Athletics. In the National Hockey League, let's get everybody caught up on what happened last night for the series as the quarterfinals are in full swing. Last night in the Eastern Conference quarterfinal game 1, the Rangers 4, Flyers 1. A game that went to triple overtime and was a thriller. The Blues 4, Blackhawks 3. Final overtime in Denver, Colorado. The Colorado Avalanche 5 and the Wild 4. Sharks 6. Kings 3. 3 games we got for tonight. Game number 2. It'll be the Canadiens at the Lightning. And in that series, the Canadiens lead 1-0. Eastern Conference quarterfinals, it'll be the Red Wings at the Bruins. That's the first game. And then game 2 tonight, it'll be the Stars taking on the Mighty Ducks. Tomorrow, there'll be 3 games in the National Hockey League. Game number 2, it'll be the Blackhawks at the Blues. Game 2, Blue Jackets at Penguins. And game 2, the Wild at the Avalanche. In the NBA, of course, as you know, the NBA playoffs do not begin until tomorrow. And here are the games that we have. It'll be the Eastern Conference quarterfinal game number 1. It'll be the Nets at the Raptors. And then we're staying in the Eastern Conference. Then tomorrow night, it'll be the Hawks at the Pacers. Now we switch to the Western Conference quarterfinal. It'll be the Warriors at the Clippers and the Grizzlies at the Thunder. 3 of these games for tomorrow can be seen on ESPN. The Warriors-Clippers game is on ABC. Be right back after this commercial break.
I had PTSD. Once I was back from Iraq, I was distant from everybody in my family.
We had a reunion of our unit, and you'd hear these spouses say, "Is your husband doing that? My husband's doing that too. I thought it was just us." And really understanding that, hey, this is a common experience.
I learned more to listen to what he was saying, and that made it easier for me to understand where his pain was coming from.
Warriors should know that resources are available. Learn more at realwarriors.net.
Every parent wants the safest and healthiest products for their family. That's why I created The Honest Company. I was just a concerned mom with a crazy dream. a wish that there was a company that I could rely on that did all of the hard work for me. I'm Jessica Alba, and the Honest Company was my dream.
LegalZoom has helped 1 million businesses successfully get started, including Jessica's. Launch your dream at LegalZoom today. Call us. We're here to help.
Confusion ever someone or have sudden you trouble had speaking, understanding?
Understanding trouble? Have you sudden have or speaking someone ever confusion?
Have you ever had sudden confusion, trouble speaking, or understanding someone?
It could be one of the 5 signs of stroke.
Sudden weakness or numbness of the face, arm, or leg.
Sudden trouble with vision in one or both eyes.
Suddenly having trouble walking or difficulty with balance.
Or a sudden intense headache that comes out of nowhere.
If you or someone you know has any of these symptoms, don't wait. Call 911 immediately. You could make a difference in someone's life, someone you love, maybe even your own.
It's late until, wait, don't too. Don't wait until it's too late.
Time lost is brain lost.
Find out more at powertoendstroke.org. Brought to you by the American Heart Association, American Stroke Association, and the Ad Council.
Hey everybody, this is Sky. And when I want to know what's going on in the wonderful world of sports, I tune to Sports World Radio.
Welcome back to Sports World Radio. I'm Jeff Escow. With me, like always, Sean, man. We do this show every Monday through Friday, 6 p.m. on the East, 3 p.m. on the West. And if you live in the Central,
you need to really figure that out for yourself.
You tell them, buddy. You tell them, buddy, because that's all screwed up. And you people that live in the mountain, who really gives a flying fig Newton? Because there's not many of you that are listening to the show that live in the mountain. All right, so really quick, you want to hear another quick Today in Sports History?
Sure.
April 18th, 1985, Tulane University abolished its 72-year-old basketball program. The reason was charges of fixed games, drug abuse, and payment to players.
Wow.
How about them apples? Huh? Huh? Those are some serious apples there.
Very serious apples.
Very serious apples.
I
Okay.
mean, April 18th, 1985.
Yeah, how about that? Okay, what do you got for me next there, you hump?
Okay, so the last story we talked about, our thoughts and prayers go to Craig Sager as he's battling leukemia. Did you hear anything, Jeff, about who would be replacing Craig Sager since he's battling leukemia?
I don't think I did. I maybe they won't. Maybe he'll be there. Who knows with him? You know him, man. He's a fighter.
Well, Sager said on Twitter that doctors told the family Sager was, quote, leukemia-free on Tuesday, and then they apologized and hit us with the gut check on Thursday. And, of course, the NBA on TNT, he had been doing it for a long time. It's been around since, late 80s, I believe, is when the NBA on TNT started coming out. And, of course, Craig Sager had just joined with them, and they had called some memorable games, the NBA on TNT, and it continues to be popular for turning sports. I remember when the NBA, Jeff, used to be on TNT, and TBS sometimes had games, because sometimes TNT had like a movie they always played, then they moved away. And then don't forget NBA Showtime. And I wonder what Jeff thought of Peter Vesey. And I'll never forget Tom Tolbert and Bill Walton. Remember those two?
Yeah, that was like watching terrible. I couldn't listen to that.
Tom Tolbert and Bill Walton in the early 2000s.
Yeah, I just couldn't. I couldn't listen to those two guys. It was it was terrible. It was terrible. I'm glad they freaking got rid of them.
They always debated. I always would watch, and they always debated Bill Walton and Tom Tolbert did. Bill Walton always debated even with Steve Jones when they used to do games on NBC. There was always a debate that they had, and they were always bantering back and forth.
Yeah, and I couldn't listen to those guys do basketball games. It was terrible. I couldn't listen to them. It was It was really, really, really hard to listen to. Really hard to listen to. What do you got for me next, buddy?
All right, the next story that we go with here, we stay with, actually, we move to the next topic here. NFL. We're going to get away from basketball. I'm tired of talking about it. The 49ers likely to pass on the Smith option. The San Francisco 49ers are not expected to pick up the 2015 fifth-year option on linebacker defensive end Aldon Smith contract, league source told ESPN NFL insider Adam Schefter. And Jeff, where do you think he would go to?
Well, I hate to say this, but Denver needs defensive help. They need linebacker help badly.
Yeah, and the Broncos are smart if they make this move because they've already lost. They lost Champ Bailey, but that was expected because, Bailey's getting up there. And John Elway knows fully well that if he wants his team to win a Super Bowl with Peyton Manning, he needs to make sure his defense does well. And we'll see, though. Remember, Manning is 0-2, and Jeff is very happy about that.
Hey, did you see Mike Tyson throw out the first pitch of the Pirate game?
No, I didn't see it until you told me now.
Yeah, Mike Tyson threw out the first pitch of the ball game and then acted like Tony Sanchez was Evander Holyfield and tried to bite his ear off. It was pretty fun.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, all in fun, but it was pretty funny. Yeah, and the pitch was, pretty bad. I mean, it went over the plate, but his wind-up, and it was pretty funny. If you haven't seen it, go check it out.
Wow.
Mike Tyson threw out a pitch for the Pittsburgh Pirates, yeah.
Remember that assignment you gave all of us to do, Jeff, where we had to watch it every Sunday night because Mike Tyson was
Yeah, you know what? Even with all my fans watching that show, he couldn't get a good enough ratings to keep the show on the air.
I'll never forget that. Jeff says, you all have an assignment. Watch him play with pigeons.
I tried, Mike. I tried to help you out, but it didn't work, buddy. I tried.
Browning says, watch it, Jeff. He might bite your ear, Mike Tyson.
Bring it. I'm not afraid of Mike Tyson. He don't scare me.
And hey, Browning, I have to agree with you that Elway is better than Jerry Jones because what have the Broncos done the last 2 years? They got themselves to the playoffs. Meanwhile, Jerry Jones just doesn't do anything because he thinks he's a good general manager. That was back in October of last year, but no way.
What do they got? What do they got? The high school all-star game on ESPN now? Oh, Jesus criminy.
Smith then became belligerent and uncooperative with the process and with the TSA agent making comment indicating he was in possession of a bomb before proceeding toward the gate area. That's who we got as possible rat-basted candidate, and along with Donovan McNabb. So we got two good candidates, according to Ortiz.
Yeah, and I'm going to add one to it, and I'll tell you what that one is over the break. But, I'm adding one to it as well.
So we got some good candidates, everybody. Put your votes in. The Los Angeles Air Police made contact with him at the gate, and he then became uncooperative again and was detained and taken into custody by airport police.
What an idiot.
Yeah.
What a stinking idiot. I wish the basketball freaking playoffs would start already.
I know, and he is an idiot because it's like, okay, it's been a year since the Boston Marathon bombing. Why don't we just be copycats and start taking innocent life? And especially for this guy being a professional football player. Ridiculous and stupid.
Yes.
Despite the 5-game absence, the 24-year-old Smith finished with 12 sacks and 34 tackles over the course of the Niners season, which ended in the NFC Championship game lost to division rival Seattle.
That sucks.
Yeah, and now he's out there trying to take innocent life away in Los Angeles and gets busted.
What a jackass.
If I'm the 49ers, you're wise to say goodbye to him and not have to deal with him.
Yeah, you think?
I know.
Yeah. See how fast they got rid of him?
Yeah.
Done. Finito.
You don't want to deal with troublemakers.
No. Why would you want to deal with troublemakers?
Exactly.
Not at all. Right?
The team has until May 3rd to make a decision. 49ers, just be smart. Cut him right now. Guys, he's a distraction and a cancer.
Yes, he is. Hey, before we go to commercial break, because we're getting ready to go to a commercial break, here's another quick today in sports history. On April 18th, 1987, Mike Schmidt hit his 500th career home run.
Oh, yeah, he used to play for the Philadelphia Phillies.
Yep. On April 18th, 1987, Mike Schmidt hit his 500th career home run. Pretty cool, huh?
Pretty cool indeed.
And on that note, we're going to run to a quick commercial break.
Sports World Radio.
Storms move fast, so we use the best technology. That includes Bosch Icon wiper blades.
They're beam blades with memory tension springs and an aerodynamic design,
which means they fit the curve of the windshield. Bosch Icon wiper blades wiped our windshield clean and outlasted any other blade we've used. In my opinion, the Bosch Icon wiper blades are the best blades out there. Bosch Icon wiper blades, how storm chasers clear the way.
Did you know that just 30 minutes a day of physical activity can improve your health and decrease your risk of heart disease? For every hour of regular, vigorous exercise, you gain 2 hours of life expectancy. So start walking for yourself and for your heart. Start walking with your family. You'll feel better. Start walking in your community. You'll lead happier and healthier lives. Start walking. Start something. Join the movement today. For more information on the American Heart Association START program, visit startwalkingnow.org and start walking. Start something.
This message brought to you by FEMA. Stay fire safe this winter. Turn portable heaters off when you go to bed or leave the room. Keep anything that can burn at least 3 feet away. Plug portable heaters directly into wall outlets. Inspect and replace damaged cords, broken outlets, or loose connections. Use portable heaters with an automatic shutoff so that if they tip over, they turn off. Only use portable heaters approved by a recognized testing laboratory. Learn more at www.usfa.fema.gov.
Hi, I'm Montel Williams. Most of you know me as a talk show host, but I'm also an author, actor, single father of 4, a fitness writer, avid snowboarder, and I'm also a medical marijuana patient. Like many of the million people who are living with multiple sclerosis, I'm in pain every single day. And sometimes my nerves are so raw that if you brushed up against me in an elevator, I'd scream. I can't sleep at night from the pain, and sometimes the spasms in my legs are so intense they will wake me up throughout the night. I've tried the strongest prescription medications available, and I'm going to tell you, they do not work. In fact, they leave me in a stupor, and most of the time, it's impossible to even live your life. Now, I've tried medical marijuana, and I'm going to tell you something, it works. If you'd like more information about medical marijuana, you can contact the Marijuana Policy Project at mpp.org or call 1-877-JOIN-MPP.
Hey everybody, this is Sky, and when I want to know what's going on in the wonderful world of sports, I tune to Sports World Radio.
Hey, welcome back to Sports World Radio. I'm the host, Jeff Escow. Alongside me, Sean Mann, the update man, like always, every Monday through Friday, right here on Sports World Radio, 3 p.m. on the West, 6 p.m. in the East. And if you live in the Central,
Figure it out for yourself. It's that simple.
well, I don't know if it's that simple for people, but, you know,
Well,
for
yeah,
some people
they
it's
need to
not.
learn. They need to learn what time it is in the Central.
For some people, it's not easy to figure out. You know? For some people, it's not that easy to figure out, my friends.
Yeah, it's not. You're right about that.
Oh, believe me, I know.
Yeah. Well, anyway, the story we get back to. So, Jeff, you're saying right now that, okay, Danny White did a better job than Tony Romo.
Yes.
But Jerry Jones would probably say, yeah, I agree with you. But why should I go in the draft and get that quarterback? Because, look, I got my future quarterback. I gave him a big extension. I've done a good job as general manager.
Why? Because I'll tell you why. Because he's not going to make it through the year or through that contract because of his back. What happened to Troy Aikman? He didn't go out because of his headaches or concussions. He went out because of his back. Don't give me none of that crap.
And he probably would say, well, just because of the fact that he went out with his back, he still won 3 Super Bowls for my Dallas Cowboys. So what do you say about that?
He did, but he was out. He was forced out early in retirement because of his back, And now that Tony Romo's had 3 back surgeries, you got to watch out for that, jackass.
Well, and he probably would continue to say, I'm still doing a good job as general
No, you're
manager of
not.
this team. And when we come back and
No,
when we
you're not.
start winning games, we're
No,
going to be
you're
good.
not. No, you're not. You can't tell me you're doing good as a general manager. 8-8 is not good.
Tony who, LOL. Because that's the way he feels about it. He feels that he would do whatever he could to come on the show and push our buttons, and that's what Tony Romo would. That's what
No, you know
Jerry
something,
Jones
Sean?
would do.
No, you know, that's what you think he would do.
But Jeff would beg to differ and have a different opinion.
That's what you think he would do on the show. I don't think he would do that. I don't think he would answer one of my questions. I think he would hang up.
He probably would, and then he'd launch an all-out attack on Sports World Radio and say, I'll kick that show off the air.
Go ahead. Go ahead, because all that's going to do is just bring people to listen to the show. So do
And
it.
then he probably would say, no, it won't. It won't. I'll tell people it's a bad show and that Jeff and Sean should be kicked off off the internet for good.
I hope he does, because the people are going to want to hear what we have to say, and then, that's going to get everybody talking, and you know what's going to happen? I'm going to end up selling the show, and I'm going to make money, so screw you.
There you go, Kenny. That's 8-8 in the last few seasons. The last time the Cowboys won a Super Bowl, boy bands were relevant. That's correct. That was back in January of 96.
Yeah, 143 and 143. That's a great record.
Oh, and who watched the playoffs from last season? Jerry Jones. There you go. But he'll come out there and he'll say, we got a good team. You watch the Cowboys. We're going to make some noise, and we're going to be in the Super Bowl.
I hope they have another 8-8 season so I can laugh the hearty laugh. I don't even care if the Giants make the playoffs. I want the Cowboys to be 8-8 again.
If not, if it's worse, then you see Jason Garrett be let go as coach.
And you know something? Jerry Jones should let himself go as the freaking general manager too, but it won't happen.
No, it won't happen, because here's what he'll say. He says, I've been here as owner, president, and a general manager of the Cowboys for 25 years. I've done a very good job with this team. We've won 3 Super Bowls. You keep giving me time, we're going to keep on dominating. We'll keep winning more and more Super Bowls.
Hey, you know something, Myth? You're absolutely right. The last time the Cowboys won a Super Bowl, I did have hair. The only hair I have now is on my face.
That's right, Brown. Plus, the Cowboys lost a big defensive guy.
Yeah, come on. That was their biggest problem last year, and then they lose a big defensive guy. Way to go. Way to go, GM, manager, owner. Way to go. You know what you're doing.
Then he probably would say, well, I can work with this team. I can handle this team.
You
We
know
can
what the
work
funny
things
thing?
out."
You know what the funny thing about it is? He doesn't work with the team. He's not the coach.
Well, but he's always traveling and watching the games to make
Doesn't
sure
matter.
his Cowboys come out on top.
Doesn't matter. He doesn't work with the team. He's not the coach. Some of the things that you say irritate me because I know he wouldn't say that. And so do you.
Well, you know that he opens up his yap, and you're sitting and you're laughing because every time I think it happens, it doesn't happen with him. I bet Jeff can handle the Cowboys.
I don't want to be. I don't want to be the general manager. We've had this conversation. I don't want to be the general manager because I don't want to work for a douchebag like Jerry Jones.
That's what I didn't say it. Browning brought it up.
Okay? And I'm not afraid to call him that because he is. Because he can't get out of his own goddamn way. And that's the problem in Dallas. And nobody's got the balls to say it. So I'll say it. Jerry Jones, get out of your own freaking way, will you?
Well, and then, of course, you got to remember, too, how about the NCAA tournament? There were some fans, Cowboy fans, who even booed Jerry Jones because of what happened the last 3 years.
Nobody. No media, no anybody with the press, no hosts, when he's on the show, has the balls to say it. Your team is mediocre. What are you going to do about it?
And then he would say, well, I'll fix the team.
Well, you've been saying that for the last 3 years, and you've been 8-8, so you haven't been doing it. Are you going to continue to do it your way, or are you going to try something new that might work? Because your way doesn't, obviously. I could go at him all day long. because he's wrong and he doesn't want to admit it, and the people around him don't have the balls to say it either because they're afraid they'll get fired.
Yeah, but then he'll say, well, if you're a New York Giant fan, let me tell you something, Giant fan. How many Super Bowls have the Cowboys won, and how many have the Giants won? We've won 5. Your team won 4. I rest my case.
You're right, Jerry Jones. I might be a Giant fan, but I can see stupidity when I see it. And what you're doing to the team is stupid.
Sure is. He's not doing anything.
What you're doing to the team is stupid. Oh, what do you mean by that? Well, you let the best defensive player go for an average quarterback at best. For Tony Romo, you gave him all the money instead of giving it to your best defensive player. That's stupid. You're relying on a quarterback who hasn't won more than 9 games for you in the last 3 years. That's stupid.
Yeah, then I would probably hit him with this. I say, so, Jerry, how are you going to handle when Des Bryant walks off the field and acts like a crybaby after Green Bay last year? I'll never forget that, and he got ripped by the
Instead
Cowboys
of reprimanding players, you what's the word I'm looking for? Instead of reprimanding them,
discipline or
no, not that. What's the opposite of discipline?
Oh, what's that word?
Yes, instead of reprimanding them or disciplining them, you congratulate them and you know.
But he walked off the field with like 28 seconds after
know.
Romo threw the interception.
That's a good team player you got right there. That's a good team player. And if he tells me that Tony Romo is better than Eli Manning, I'm going to spit in his face.
Then he probably would say, okay, well, that's because he was angry because we blew the game against the Green Bay Packers. You know, wouldn't you be upset and angry that you blew a big lead and then walked off the field upset and sad?
No. Because all I got to do is tell him, yeah, you think so? Eli Manning's been in the league less time than Tony Romo has, and Eli's got 2 Super Bowls and 2 MVP Super Bowls. How many does Tony have? None. Then shut the F up.
Only 1 playoff win, and that was sorry, Brownie, for bringing it up. That was against your Eagles.
Unbelievable.
And then they were happy. I'll never forget Jerry Jones was in his box, and he was all happy because he's like, hey, we won a playoff game. We snapped a 6-game, 7-game playoff losing streak.
Let me ask you this. Who's more consistent, Tony Romo or Eli Manning?
Answer your question, Eli Manning.
Shut up, Jerry Jones. Because you know what he's going to say, don't you?
Yeah, and then he'll say, oh, I beg to differ. I disagree with you.
He's going to say Tony Romo.
Yeah,
and I'm going to say
Tony Romo.
And I'm going to say, you know something? You're absolutely right. Tony Romo's consistently 8-8.
And then he probably would say, okay, you're going to hit me with that. How about the time when my guarantee came true and we spoiled the Giants' home opener?
Whoopie-doo, you were right once in the last 5 years. You do not know how to be a GM. Oh, but Jeff, I have to sign the paycheck anyway, so why shouldn't I be able to go get my own players? Because you do not know how to do that. And if you think you do, I will tell you don't and back it up with facts. 8-8. 8-8. 8-8.
And then he probably would say, okay, if you're going to hit me with 8-8, he goes, let's just see what happens in 2014.
You've been saying that for the last 5 years, and you know what? 8-8. 8-8. 8-8. Come on. When are you going to stop the Boulder Dash?
And then he probably would say, well, what happened to your Giants there, pal? Your Giants went 6-10, got off to an 0-6 start, so he would probably say, so zip your lips.
That's 1 year. Yeah. One stinking year. They had one bad year. You've been 8-8 for 3 years in a row.
Yes. Absolutely.
How many
Browning.
Super Bowls have they won since Tony Romo's been your quarterback?
None.
How many Super Bowls have the Giants won since Tony Romo's been your quarterback?
Tony Romo's never won any Super Bowls. Only one
Listen to
playoff
the
win.
question, Sean. How many times has the New York Giants won a Super Bowl since Tony Romo's been the quarterback for the Dallas Cowboys?
You there, buddy.
Correct. How many times has Tony Romo won the Super Bowl since Eli Manning's been the quarterback of the New York Giants?
None.
I rest my case, Jerry Jones. End of discussion.
And on that note, we got to go to a commercial break.
Sports World Radio.
This message brought to you by FEMA. Home fires occur most often in winter. Keep anything that can catch fire at least 3 feet from heating equipment. And never use an oven to heat your home. Stay in the kitchen when frying, grilling, or broiling food. Turn space heaters off when you leave the room or go to bed. Make sure all vents are clear of snow and ice to allow carbon monoxide to vent outside. Have your furnace, heating system, and chimneys serviced each year by a qualified professional. Learn more at www.usfa.fema.gov.
Storms move fast, so we use the best technology. That includes Bosch Icon wiper blades.
They're beam blades with memory tension springs and an aerodynamic design,
which means they fit the curve of the windshield. Bosch Icon wiper blades wiped our windshield clean and outlasted any other blade we've used. In my opinion, the Bosch Icon wiper blades are the best blades out there. Bosch Icon wiper blades, how storm chasers clear the way.
Did you know that just 30 minutes a day of physical activity can improve your health and decrease your risk of heart disease? For every hour of regular, vigorous exercise, you gain 2 hours of life expectancy. So start walking for yourself and for your heart. Start walking with your family. You'll feel better. Start walking in your community. You'll lead happier and healthier lives. Start walking. Start something. Join the movement today. For more information on the American Heart Association START program, visit startwalkingnow.org and start walking. Start something.
What kind of person gets to work in the sunshine instead of an office? This kind of person. I am the new way to work. I do have an office. I'm just not chained to it. It's a Regis office at one of the nicest addresses in the city. I don't have a lease, so I don't have to budget for stuff like phones, IT guys, and artwork for the lobby. Instead, I pay one low monthly rate that gives me a beautiful lobby that impresses my clients, a friendly receptionist, a fully furnished office, a place to meet, and a place to brainstorm with my fellow New Way to Workers. We wonder why more people don't realize that the new way to work is the best way to work. I come here because I want to, not because I have to. I am the new way to work, and I'd like you to join me.
Start now and get 1 month free. Call 1-800-OFFICES or visit regis.com/TV.
Hey everybody, this is Sky. And when I want to know what's going on in the wonderful world of sports, I tune to Sports World Radio.
Breakdown by Tom Petty. That's right. We just broke it down about Jerry Jones. What a fool he is going to be, and it is at this point. You're listening to Sports World Radio. I'm Jeff Escow with Sean Mann. Each and every Monday through Friday, 6 p.m. in the East, 3 p.m. in the West, and if you live in the Central,
Figure it out for yourself.
figure it out for yourself, you stinking right bastards. Coming up in the second half of the show, that's right, I said second half of the show because we do 2 hours now. Later on in the second half of the show, we'll be giving out our Rat Bastard of the Week. That's right, it's Friday, our Rat Bastard of the Week, and we concluded last Friday with our NBA elimination game, and Sean ended up with the Oklahoma City Thunder, and I ended up with the San Antonio Spurs. Notice how both of us have West teams?
Yep.
How about that, Sean?
And I think it's great because you can't always agree on everything. We always got to figure out who we think is the best team that's going to win it in the NBA Finals this year.
That's right.
Anybody besides Miami, I'll be fine with that.
Yeah, me too. That's why neither of us picked Miami. You notice that there, Browning bastard?
Yeah, because Browning's saying, oh, the Heat are going to win the whole thing.
Yeah, lots of luck with that.
Good luck. Okay, I got a story, Jeff. Mark Emmert, the NCAA president, said Friday that he was happy to take pressure off his organization and its member schools as the governing body's legislative council voted earlier this week to eliminate all previous restrictions on food for athletes. How about that?
On food for athletes?
Yeah, they all voted and they decided to do it that way.
So they're going to give athletes the food? Food to athletes?
Yeah, that's what it said, that they would not give it to athletes.
So they're not going to give them food to the athletes. They're not going to supply them with a per diem. A bunch
Yep,
of
they're going to
jackasses.
eliminate it.
Unbelievable. Yeah,
That's what they're going to do.
Yeah, take more things away from the athletes. They only make you all the money in the world and don't get nothing for it. Take something else away from them. Freaking
Very
morons.
true.
Freaking morons. Way to go, NCAA. Way to go, NCAA. That's really looking out for the student athlete. You're supposed to be looking out for the student athlete, not taking crap away from them. A bunch of jackasses. I hope, you know what? I hope the Northwestern football team unionizes. Because if they unionize, it's really going to screw with the NCAA. I hope it happens.
Quote, the biggest problem was the NCAA has historically had all kinds of, quote, I don't know how to describe it, except to say dumb rules about food. That's what Emmert said on ESPN Radio's Mike and Mike show. The infamous one is you can provide between meals a snack, but you can't provide a meal. Well, then you have to define what's the difference between a snack and a meal. Good question.
Okay, what's the difference between a snack and a meal? Hey, Kenny, I like that. NCAA not caring about athletes. I like that, Kenny. I like that, Kenny.
That's a good one, bud.
I like that a lot. Okay, so what do they consider a snack?
What do they
Cheese and
consider a snack and a meal?
Yeah, what's considered a snack? Cheese and crackers is a snack, right?
Right.
Is a bowl of oatmeal a snack?
Ooh, I would consider that maybe a meal.
A bowl of oatmeal.
Well, people eat it for breakfast. That would be considered a meal.
Just a bowl?
Yeah, a bowl of oatmeal. I have a bowl of cereal almost every day.
Do you consider that breakfast? Do you eat just one bowl?
Yeah, something that'll keep me filled up because breakfast is the most important meal of the day.
Holy cheese Louise. then I'm in deep crap because I don't eat breakfast or lunch.
Well, here's the encyclopedia, man. The National Carn Artist Association. That's a good one.
I like Kenny's better, though. I like Kenny's a lot. Not caring about athletes. I like that, Kenny. That's brilliant. That is brilliant. Brilliant. I like that one a lot. So, cheese and crackers is a snack for sure.
Yeah.
Bacon and eggs is a meal.
Yeah, bacon and eggs, that's a meal.
Pancakes and bacon, a meal.
Yes.
Right?
How about chips or popcorn? Those are snacks.
Those are snacks.
Yeah.
Well, but how? Well, hold on a second. Are you talking about a big, huge bowl of popcorn?
I would still consider that, even if it's a big bowl of popcorn, I'd still would consider that a meal.
You consider that a meal, a big bowl of popcorn?
No, a snack. I was going to phrase.
What the hell's going on? What are you drinking today, my friend?
Well, I got plenty saved up for the hockey game.
Let me ask you this: salmon and asparagus. Is that a meal or a snack?
My father is a big fan of asparagus there.
Well, me too. We eat a lot of it over here the way I cook it. It's delicious.
Asparagus, yes.
You know what I do with it, Sean?
What?
A little cooking segment here on Sports World Radio. You know what I do?
What?
I take my asparagus and I cut off the ends because nobody wants the ends, right? You cut off the ends a little bit, and then I cut them on a bias. You know what a bias is?
No.
I cut them on an angle. I don't want them to be straight. I want them to be funky looking. I cut them on an angle, on a bias, okay? I got a 35-degree bias on an angle. And I leave the tips intact, right? Cut them all nice and nice pieces out of them. I take some butter. Take about about 3/4 a full stick of butter. Okay, that's a lot of butter, huh? and you stick it in the pan, right?
Right.
And you melt it down, and you put your seasonings in there. Yummy, yummy, you melt it down, right? After it's melted down, then you throw a big chunk of freaking chopped garlic in there. A whole bunch of chopped garlic. You know, I got a big jar of chopped garlic. Take a teaspoon and whack, throw it in there. Cook that garlic up really nice in the butter sauce. Make a nice garlicky butter sauce, right? Garlic's cooking for a little bit. Yeah, it's all nice. Maybe throw some onions in there. Get those onions all nice and translucent and nice and cooked, right? Then you take the little pieces of asparagus and you throw them in there. And you cook the asparagus in the garlic butter sauce. Oh, with a little bit of pimento huida. You know what that is? A little bit of pimento huida.
No.
All you, okay. Little pimento huida. You know who I got that from?
Who?
The guy that goes, BAM!
Oh.
What's his name?
Emerald. I am not sure.
Emerald Lagasse. Emerald Lagasse, his mother, pimento huida. You know what pimento huida is?
No.
Crushed red pepper.
Oh, it's pepper.
Yeah, little crushed red pepper in there, a little bit of heat. Cook all that stuff together. You put the top on the pan. Let it all cook for like 15, 20 minutes, man. Ooh-wee! That's some good asparagus. That's some good stuff right there, man. We had that the other night. We had some salmon and some asparagus and garlic sauce. Oh, it was freaking delish. Look at Josh. Secret Service was prepared to kill Mr. Met. What's up with that?
Secret Service taking out Mr. Met, and I say, what the heck? Is that true, Josh?
Well, who was at the game? The president or the vice president?
Maybe it was the vice president. I don't know.
Yeah, that's a good game. Yeah, so you gotta try that. Tell your dad to try that with the asparagus. Cut the ends off, and then cut them on a bias. Get some butter, get some garlic, put it all in there. Cook the garlic and the butter for a little bit. Throw the asparagus in there. Shake it all about, move it all about. Put your seasonings in there. Put the cover on it. Let it sit for a while. Come back, stir it every once in a while. Ooh-wee, that's some good stuff. I make that with steak
man,
sometimes.
This actually was a good story because there's a little bit more to this, Jeff. So it was literally the case that a bagel was defined as a snack unless you put cream cheese on it. Now it becomes a meal. That's
bagel?
Absurd.
What? What?
Cream cheese on a bagel. And they said, yeah, now it becomes a meal. That's
So if
absurd.
you eat it, so if you eat a bagel plain with nothing on it, it's a snack. But if you
put anything on a bagel, it's a snack. But if you put cream cheese, it's a meal.
If you put cream cheese on the bagel, it's now a meal.
Yes.
Let me ask you a question. If you put Let me ask you a question. If you put a slice of cheese on the bagel instead, is it a meal?
They probably would say, yeah, it's considered a meal. This was a good story. I was laughing about that.
That's ridiculous, man. Let me ask you a question.
Yep.
A jar of peanuts, is that a snack or a meal?
Jar of peanuts, I would give that as a snack.
Let me ask you a question. Is a grilled cheese sandwich a snack or a meal?
Cheese sandwich. Ooh. I'll take a guess and say meal on that.
Ah, really? I eat grilled cheese sandwiches for snacks all the time. I eat them as snacks all the time. Grilled cheese sandwich, that's a snack. That's not a meal.
Well, I got to tell you, Jeff, you can talk with Mark Emert about that because he's putting all this thing in.
How about a Philly cheesesteak sandwich? Is that a snack or a meal?
Snack.
Josh has got to sneak his biology teacher in there somehow, doesn't he?
He always does, because that's what he's happy about, the 2-year anniversary.
Oh, God, yeah.
He's
happy.
My biology teacher is my weekend snack.
Yeah, he's excited about the 2-year affair he's been having with his biology teacher. I'll just get out right there and say what it is. Well, let me put it to you this way. His biology teacher has been having an affair for 2 years with him. He's not the one having the affair. He's single.
That is true.
Correct. So I can't blame him. I blame her. He's got all the right to do what he's doing. Go for it. More power to you, Josh. But she's getting to be in deep doo-doo when the crap hits the fan. Look at Kenny, one of my least favorite subjects, biology. I bet you're not the way she teaches it, Kenny.
We gotta go to our final update.
Before we go to our final update, in this sport in history, on April 18th, 1987, the New York Islanders beat the Washington Capitals 3-2, 68 minutes and 47 seconds into overtime. It was the 6th longest game in NHL history. I want to talk a little bit more of that when we come back from our update and our commercial break. The final update of the day, Sean Mann, take it away.
All right, Jeff, and thank you. We are at 30 minutes past the hour, second hour of the fastest 2 hours of sports talk you'll ever hear on the internet. Let's get everybody caught up on what's going on right now in Major League Baseball. Here's what we got going on right now. The American League, the game's going on right now. The Blue Jays and the Indians, they are scoreless, bottom of the second. The Angels and the Tigers, that game is scoreless. That game's in the top of the second. The Orioles lead the Red Sox by a score of 1-0. That game's the bottom of the first at Fenway Park. Down at Tropicana Field in St. Petersburg, Florida, the Yankees and the Rays, they're scoreless, top second. Here are the other games we got. The White Sox at the Rangers, Twins at the Royals, Astros at the Athletics. In the National League, one final today. The Reds, they take it 4-1 against the Cubs. Here are the games we got going on right now. The bottom of the second inning, the Cardinals and the Nationals are scoreless. The Pirates up 1-0 over the Brewers. The Braves 1, Mets 0. The Marlins are taking on the Mariners. That game is interleague play, 1-0 Marlins. Other games we got the Phillies at the Rockies, Diamondbacks at the Dodgers, and the Giants taking on the Padres for the late game. Now we move into the NBA. Here's what we got. Tomorrow, the NBA playoffs begin. 4 games. Nets at the Raptors. This game is at 12:30 p.m. Eastern Time, which is 9:30 a.m. Pacific. That game can be seen on ESPN. After that game, you can go over to ABC, 3:30 p.m. Eastern Time, which is 12:30 p.m. Pacific. It'll be Game 1, the Warriors at the Clippers, Western Conference quarterfinals. Go right back on over to ESPN, and you've got a doubleheader. You've got the Hawks at the Pacers, Game 1, Eastern Conference quarterfinals, and the Grizzlies at the Thunder. In the National Hockey League, here are the games that we have right now. CNBC has the Canadiens and Lightning. Game 1, the Canadiens lead the series 1-0. This game is tied 0-0, 7 minutes and 38 seconds. The puck will drop in Boston as the Red Wings take on the Bruins for Game 1 of the Eastern Conference quarterfinal. And the late game tonight, it'll be the Stars taking on the Mighty Ducks. We will be right back after this commercial break.
Welcome to the Man Manual. Man comes with a multifunctional casing known as skin. It is remarkable. Warning, standard body wash can cause damage to man's skin. Maintain it properly with Dove Men Plus Care Body Wash. It cleans man and protects skin from dryness. This will keep man's skin remarkable, even under extreme testing. Dove Men Plus Care Body Wash. Skin care built in. Also, freshen man's exterior with new Aqua Impact Body Wash.
Why does consultant Jerry Howell stay at La Quinta?
Can you come back tomorrow?
Because only with La Quinta can Jerry instant hold the room tonight using just his phone number. And then power down for tomorrow on his pillow top bed. And when Jerry's refreshed, you know what he does?
We need ideas, people. Think. Synergistic integration. Genius.
He thinks outside the box.
I'm going for it. No.
La Quinta Inns and Suites take care of you so you can take care of business. Instant hold your next stay on your smartphone at LQ.com.
La Quinta.
Hi, I'm Montel Williams. Most of you know me as a talk show host, but I'm also an author, actor, single father of 4, a fitness writer, avid snowboarder, and I'm also a medical marijuana patient. Like many of the million people who are living with multiple sclerosis, I'm in pain every single day. And sometimes my nerves are so raw that if you brushed up against me in an elevator, I'd scream. I can't sleep at night from the pain, and sometimes the spasms in my legs are so intense they will wake me up throughout the night. I've tried the strongest prescription medications available, and I'm going to tell you, they do not work. In fact, they leave me in a stupor, and most of the time, it's impossible to even live your life. Now, I've tried medical marijuana, and I'm going to tell you something, it works. If you'd like more information about medical marijuana, you can contact the Marijuana Policy Project at mpp.org or call 1-877-JOIN-MPP.
Hey everybody, this is Sky, and when I want to know what's going on in the wonderful world of sports, I tune to Sports World Radio.
Welcome back to the Sports World Radio. Jeff Escow, Sean Mann, sitting here with you every Monday through Friday, 6 p.m. in the East, 3 p.m. in the West. And if you live in the stinking Central,
if you can't figure it out for yourself, you have got a lot of problems, folks. Figure it out for yourself.
You think?
I think and I know.
Oh, man, he's getting a little rowdy with that today. I like it. Okay, so before we went to break, 1987 on April 18th, the New York Islanders beat the Washington Capitals 3-2 in 68 minutes and 47 seconds into overtime. It was the sixth longest game in NHL history. That's freaking 3 overtimes, man.
That's the thing about hockey, too, is that you play a full 20 minutes. You can play lots of periods, and you can play forever when it's just back and forth until somebody gets the one goal to win it. And that's pretty amazing. April 18th, 1987.
Yeah, 1987. That's freaking three plus overtimes. That's crazy, man. Right?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
That's freaking nuts. That's a lot of minutes right there. That's a lot of minutes. And one more for you. April 18th, 1995. Joe Montana retired from the NFL.
That's right. April 18th, 1995, and it was because he had a very, very good career. Of course, the guy who's one of the all-time great quarterbacks in the NFL and all the sensational job he did with the San Francisco 49ers, had a few good years with the Chiefs, but he'll always be remembered as the guy who did it for the 49ers.
Yeah, 49er. Did he go into the Hall of Fame as a 49er?
I do not remember. The encyclopedia, man, if you could look that up for us, would be a good idea.
Yeah, that would be a good idea. Thank you very much. What's your next topic? Hey, did you hear about that golfer that jumped into the lake to avoid the Hornets?
I did not hear that now. Wow.
Yeah, a golfer on the European Tour, Lara Zabal, jumped in the water to avoid being stung by hornets. Because there was a swarm of hornets by, I guess, where he was at. So he jumped in the lake right there to avoid getting stung.
Ugh, wow.
How about that? Is that crazy or what?
That's nuts.
That is pretty funny. I'm on a nice stroll playing golf. Next thing you know, he jumped in the lake. That's taking, go jump in the lake, literally. You know?
Ugh.
You know, Sean? That's crazy.
That is crazy.
Hey, Sean, what did you want Josh to look up again?
Let's see. What was that? Joe Montana, if he went to the Hall of Fame as a 49er or a Chief.
He's got to go in as a 49er, right?
He should have been in as a 49er, but I can't remember where he went in as a Hall of Famer.
Me neither. That's why we asked Josh to go look for us. What's your next topic there, you rat bastard?
All right, the next story we get to, we go back. I'm kind of glad we took a break from the NBA, but got to get back to it. Adam Silver said the age limit is the top priority. He goes, quote, "If we are going to be successful in raising the age from 19 to 20, part and parcel in those negotiations going to the treatment of players on those college campuses and closing the gap between what their scholarships cover and their expenses. We haven't looked significantly at creating a financial incentive for them to stay in college. That's been an option that has been raised over the years, but that's not something that is on the table right now."
Well, they want to move it to 2 years.
Yeah, maybe do 2 years, because it's ridiculous when you see people like freshmen men get drafted right away and leave college. I'd go, maybe 2 or 3 years, finish up your degree, and then you'll have your degree, and then you can be really big in the NBA.
Well, see, I think they should do a minimum of 2 years. Make them stay in college for 2 years. But then the NBA, instead of them signing because what is the rookie contract? 4 years or 5 years? I think it's 4 years now.
I think it's 4 years.
So instead of them making the rookie contract 4 years, make it 3 years.
Yeah.
That's all. And it's the same thing. And then you help them out, These college sports athletes, not giving them food is crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Not helping them out. After all, they're there making your school tons of money. Yes, I understand they're getting an education. I understand that. But they're bringing in more money than their education is worth.
That's true.
Than what you charge for a normal education. I should say it that way. And in any college. In any college. You can't tell me that a Duke basketball player, his jersey, isn't bringing in more money than his college education cost. See, what they should do?
Yeah.
Here's a great idea. Every college basketball player that has a jersey out there, from the sale of their jersey, say their 4 years cost, say 1 year at their school cost them $150,000, right? That's what it normally costs, okay? So say the sale of their jersey generates $250,000, okay? Well, the kid just paid off his college for the year with $150,000, and there's $100,000 left over, right?
Right.
Well, don't you think the kid should get that?
I think so, but
Or put it in
you're saying, though, Jeff,
or put it in a fund where his family can use it, not him. Or put it in a fund where he can use it for food and books and whatnot. Make him use it for school. Come on. These kids are bringing in more money than their college and tuition is worth. It's ridiculous, man. He went in as a 49er. Thank you, Josh.
Yeah, it is ridiculous. And I just wanted to say, Jeff, that I entirely agree with you that college players should stay for 2 years before the NBA drafts that. And yeah, this is a serious issue that even David Stern did not address too, because it's even ridiculous that even they draft NBA players out of high school.
And now they're telling you that this is a snack and this is a meal? Screw you!
You can talk with the NCAA president about that.
That's ridiculous. These kids go on the road and play in the NCAA tournament, and you can't buy them a freaking meal? Screw you!
Yeah, and then they would say that if you put cream cheese on a bagel, that's considered a meal, and that's illegal.
That's ridiculous. So in other words, before I'm getting ready for the game, I can only have a snack that's provided by you? If I want a meal, I got to go buy it myself?
Yeah.
Screw you! Screw you!
As the pressure mounts on the NCAA, here back to it again, since we're talking about this, with lawsuits and potential unionization of the Northwestern players, Emer told ESPN.com he hopes the current model will survive.
It's not going to, because you know what's going to happen. Northwestern players are going to unionize, and they're going to beat the living crap out of the NCAA.
Oh, yeah, they'll challenge them. They'll debate them on this issue because that's ridiculous. So, yeah, the food rule is, quote, absurd.
Not caring about athletes. I love that.
Yeah, not really caring about them at all.
I love that. Thank you, Kenny. That's freaking fantastic. I love that. Hey, before we run to quick break, our final break of the day, this date in sports history on April 18th, 1999, Wayne Gretzky of the New York Rangers played his final game in the NHL. During the game, Gretzky got his 2,857th NHL point. He retired as the NHL's all-time leading scorer and holder of 61 individual records. How about that for a little sports date in history?
Yeah.
You're listening to Sports World Radio right here on SportsWorldRadio.com.
Sports World Radio.
I had PTSD. Once I was back from Iraq, I was distant from everybody in my family.
We had a reunion of our unit, and you'd hear these spouses say, is your husband doing that? My husband's doing that too. I thought it was just us. And really understanding that, hey, this is a common experience.
I learned more to listen to what he was saying, and that made it easier for me to understand where his pain was coming from.
Warriors should know that resources are available. Learn more at realwarriors.net.
Every parent wants the safest and healthiest products for their family. That's why I created The Honest Company. I was just a concerned mom with a crazy dream. A wish that there was a company that I could rely on that did all of the hard work for me. I'm Jessica Alba, and The Honest Company was my dream.
LegalZoom has helped 1 million businesses successfully get started, including Jessica's. Launch your dream at LegalZoom today. Call us. We're here to help.
Confusion ever someone or have sudden you trouble had speaking, understanding?
Understanding trouble? Have you sudden have or speaking someone ever confusion?
Have you ever had sudden confusion, trouble speaking, or understanding someone?
It could be one of the 5 signs of stroke.
Sudden weakness or numbness of the face, arm, or leg.
Sudden trouble with vision in one or both eyes.
Suddenly having trouble walking or difficulty with balance.
Or a sudden intense headache that comes out of nowhere.
If you or someone you know has any of these symptoms, don't wait. Call 911 immediately. You could make a difference in someone's life, someone you love, maybe even your own.
It's late until, wait, don't too. Don't wait until it's too late.
Time lost is brain lost.
Find out more at powertoendstroke.org. Brought to you by the American Heart Association, American Stroke Association, and the Ad Council.
Hey everybody, this is Sky, and when I want to know what's going on in the wonderful world of sports, I tune to Sports World Radio.
Welcome back to the final segment here on Sports World Radio. Jeff Escow, Sean Mann with you in your face for 2 hours each and every freaking day. So join us, won't you know? All right, so before we went to break, we were talking about not caring about athletes. That's the NCAA, who don't care about athletes. I got 2 more. This day in history on April 18th, 2002, Peter Forsberg of the Colorado Avalanche returned to hockey in Game 1 of the Western Conference quarterfinals against the LA Kings. Forsberg had not played since May 10th, 2001, when he had his spleen removed in an emergency operation. Remember that, Shawnee?
That's pretty impressive, and I do remember that a little bit.
We got the Rap Bastard of the Week to do this week.
Oh, we got some good candidates.
Yeah, we do. I know at least 2 that we have, and I'm adding a 3rd. So that should be fun. We'll get to that in just a couple of seconds or a couple of minutes, I'm gathering. Right, Sean?
Yes. Yep.
All right. So where do you want to go from here now? Oh, yeah, that's right. I wanted to ask you.
You have a question to ask.
Yeah. What are you doing tonight? It's Friday night. What are you doing?
After the show gets over, I will be turning off my computer and watching the Boston Bruins taking on the Detroit Red Wings.
Okay.
And the Red Sox, too. I got 2 games on TV, so I'm in for a treat.
Oh, my Lord.
Yeah, there you go. And I'll have snacks ready to watch.
And you said you were going to watch something on Sunday? I asked you. You said you were going to watch.
I'm watching the Bruins on Sunday at noon, and then I'm watching the Red Sox at 4 p.m. Pacific time.
Yeah. But it's Easter Sunday. Aren't you going to church?
No, I'll be sleeping in.
Oh, you're a good Catholic boy, aren't you?
Yeah, and what are you going to do tonight, Jeff? You're waiting until the NBA playoffs begin.
What am I going to do tonight?
Yeah.
I'll probably work on some of my websites.
and on Craig Ferguson.
And I'm going to watch my man, Craig Ferguson, who's been killing it all week. He's the best, man. That's what I'm going to do. And on Sunday, on Easter Sunday, which don't mean a freaking hill of beans to me because I'm Jewish, it's just another Sunday, I'm going to watch basketball.
Well, yeah, the NBA playoffs are going on all weekend, and I know Jeff is ready for it. Tomorrow morning is when it starts, Jeff.
I'll be watching SmackDown too, my friend. SmackDown's on tonight. I'll be watching that crap. That's right. I'll be talking to Josh later on, too, if I can remember what I wanted to say to him. But I can't now, so it's no reason for it. All right, we got just about 8 minutes to go here before we get out of here for the weekend. Right?
Right.
Rat Bastard of the Week. Who's your first?
Well, we got some good candidates. We got Donovan McNabb because of the DUI and how he got. Yeah, we got that one. Alden Smith, the 49ers. And Jeff, you got another one you'd like to add in there?
Yeah, and this one comes from our producer man, Mr. Joshy Lopez.
Oh, yeah.
And
he actually Skype texted me or something.
And I happen to agree with him because I don't get it. And I rarely ever talk about the way somebody else does their show. Right?
Right.
But I have to in this case. Because this guy has done 35 pre-recorded shows in a row. And that don't cut it for me as a sports talk show host. In fact, that diminishes being a sports talk show host because you're doing a pre-recorded show. What the hell? 35 in a row? The flying fig is that all about it? Here, get your crap together and start doing... Listen, you got enough time to do the pre-recorded show. Do it freaking live!
Well, that's why, Jeff, I got a Skype text, and he says that the host of Sports World Radio, Jeff Eskow, he deserves to be Rat Bastard of the Week.
Why?
That's what he said. And he says that you would be surprised that he actually picked you. So that's why he messaged me on Skype text.
Well, that's just the way I think. You know, I mean, I got to throw Snowman in the Morning, Brian, on there.
Yeah.
Who's been doing 35 pre-recorded shows in a row. If you got enough time to pre-record the shows, just do them stinking live, will you? Unstinking believable. And if you say you're going to do a 2-hour show, do a 2-hour show. Don't do an hour and 20 minutes. Don't do an hour and 30 minutes. Don't do an hour and 40 minutes. Do a 2-hour stinking show. Okay? Do what you say you're going to do. Unstinking freaking believable. I just don't. It's Sean. It's like us. If we just did our 2-hour show, only we pre-recorded this whole show and then we play it now. Is that stupid or what?
Very stupid.
Why don't you just do the damn thing live? Right? That's what we do. Do the damn thing live every freaking day, 5 days a week. You say you're a talk show host? No, you know what you are? You're a pre-recorded talk show host. That's what you are. Now, who's going to be the Rat Bastard of the Week? And I got that rant out of the way.
Oh, boy. Well, that's a tough one. We got 3 good choices here because you got on that rant about the guy who goes for...
You know something? Even though I went on that rant and I kind of made a point to kind of point towards him, I'm not going to. He's on the list, but he ain't getting it. As far as I'm concerned, you know who's getting it? Donovan McNabb gets it.
Donovan McNabb.
Yeah,
okay.
And the reason why I say that is because he has said in the past, don't drink and drive, folks. Especially if you're an NFL player. You know you have a card in your pocket. Call him. Call a cab. You got enough money. I got to go with Donovan McNabb. Kenny's going with Alden Smith.
I'll go with Donovan McNabb on that one.
You're going with Donovan McNabb. Kenny's going with Alden Smith. Josh, who you picking? Mr. Browning Bastard, who you picking? Methy, who you picking? Anybody else in the chat room? Give it up. Sean, Joshy's picking me, and he's not even saying why. Why? He wrote you in text Skype. Why is he picking me?
All right, because he said the Rat Bass of the Week, Jeff, for the rant the other day. That's what he said.
The rant of the other day? What other day? Which rant? I've done so many of them this week. You got to be more specific there, buddy. The rant that you did the other day. I did freaking rant yesterday. I ranted the day before. I ranted the day before. I just ranted now. I rant every day, dude. Oh, on Sean, the Facebook rant. Okay, that rant was done for that rant was done for a reason. And I said why that rant was done for a reason, so pay attention to the freaking show, producer boy.
On Sean's Facebook post.
I'll start ranting on you there, Joshy.
Uh-oh, and then Joshy will be Rat Bass of the Week.
No, Josh is always the Rat Bass. He's the Rat Bastard producer. We should change the show back to the Rat Bastards. We really should.
Rat Bastard Sport. No, you got to keep it Sports World Radio.
Well, yeah, Rat Bastard Sports Show presented by Sports World Radio. You like that, huh?
Yeah.
You got to figure something out here. So who are we picking for the Rat Bastard of the Week?
I am going with Donovan McNabb. Look, Josh. Encyclopedia man. Just because he's giving me heck about.
Hey, you know what, Josh? I kind of like that too. I go with Frank just for the stupid MLB argument he had yesterday. I like that too. But
tell you, we've had a lot of interesting.
I know.
Situations here.
I know. Josh, so out of the three candidates, you got Snowman in the Morning, you got Donovan McNabb, and you got Alden Smith. Out of those three candidates, who was your pick? Me and Shawnee got Donovan. Kenny's got Alton. Listen, it's our show, dude. We're going with Donovan McNabb.
Yeah, I'll go with Donovan McNabb, too.
He should know better. He should know better.
Drink and drive, and of course he does it.
That's easy. Snowman in the Morning, and I'm the producer of that show as well. Yeah, you're doing a good job over there. Pre-recording shows. You should tell him when I said a real co-host doesn't do pre-recorded shows. He does them live. And don't give me I don't have time to do it. You got time to do the pre-recorded show, don't you? If you got time to do the pre-recorded show, you got time to do it live. Unstinking freaking believable. That's how I look at it, man. You do 2 hours. I mean, hey, it's like me and Sean doing this show pre-recorded for 2 hours and then play it back for you guys to listen to it. Can't say anything in the chat room. It's boring. This show is never pre-recorded. It is always live, and it always will be. If I can't go live, I don't go at all. That's how I roll. If you don't like it, stop listening. Unbelievable pre-recorded show. That's pretty funny, isn't it?
Yeah, it's pretty funny, all right.
Unbelievable. Hey, you know something? On that note, we're getting the flack out of here for the weekend. I want everybody to have a great sports weekend. There's a lot of playoffs going on. Enjoy yourself for the weekend. Absorb all that basketball playoff and NHL playoff. Have a great, great sports weekend. For Sean Mann, I'm Jeff Escow. Remember, you only have one life to live. Live it long, live it strong, and live it proud. And please don't forget, life may suck, but the alternative is unacceptable. Peace out, everybody. Have a great sports weekend. We will see you on Monday.
Bye.
Hey, boys, Stimpy. We sure had fun today, kid. So long, kids. Come on, Stimpy, say goodbye.
Where are we going?
The show's over. See you next time.
Next time? When's that?
Pretty soon. Don't worry.
Pretty soon?